Good morning, Mindy Roker, Direct Advantage. Today, I thought I would just share with you my story of my career because I haven't met with a lot of you yet. And I think it's important to know who I am and who I've become through my journey of all my different job experiences. I grew up in Queens in Forest Hills, had two fantastic parents who were totally into the arts, started going to the ballet and theater when I was 5, and I studied acting and dance until my late teens. Went to school to be a medical technician, met my ex-husband when I was 21, got married at 22, and by 24, I was in the dry cleaning business because that was his family business. So I was 24 years old in my own business, not knowing anything about running a business or dry cleaning. It was very interesting. Needless to say, I ran the front, he ran the back. We had 2 kids after school. Fast forward 5.5 years later, I had 2 children of my own and a phenomenal business that we built. At that point, we decided to sell our store. His uncle, who taught him the business, sold his from the 5 towns. We bought a store in New Canaan, Connecticut, and that's what brought me up to the Connecticut area. I was living in Stamford for 2 years. We stayed in New Canaan for a few years in that business, and then we opened our own business in Stamford on Hope Street years ago. With that being said, we moved to South Salem. I moved to South Salem and there was no dry cleaner in my town and they were building a shopping center. I said, gee, I got to open here. So I figured I'd open a drop store in South Salem and do my work in my Stamford location. The center went up. I moved in, got my money to do it, had the little drop store, and the center went into receivership. So nobody could come in. It was just me and a little takeout Chinese restaurant. Well, needless to say, I needed to start advertising my business. Now, years ago in dry cleaning, no dry cleaner advertised. You went to your local cleaner. So here I was, and I had to brand myself. I hired an agency to give me a great logo, a tagline, successes in the details, because we were all about detailing. We were very high end. Our work was beautiful. We did great dry cleaning. Long story short, built my business. It kept growing regardless of the center being in receivership for 3 years. Center was sold and a nail salon came next door to me. I took the back end of it, expanded my business, sold a store in Stamford, and I wanted to go green before green was even cool. My dry cleaning company that we worked with, who did the machinery, came up with an alternative solvent. Now, it wasn't organic because there's no such thing as organic cleaning. That is washing. So it was biodegradable, non-toxic. So I get my machinery in, and I'm green, but nobody cared about green. I was before the curve. So here I am with a note with the machinery and more rent. And my ex looked at me and said, you have to go get a job. It's, you know, all the new bills and our health insurance, you need to get, so what am I gonna do? I've been in dry cleaning for 25 years. He goes, why don't you go into sales? Really, sales? All right. Open the paper, there's a little ad for the Stamford Times. The Norwalk Hour had started this weekly newspaper. I'm sure a lot of you who live in Stamford remember it. It came into the mailbox. I went on the job interview, they hired me. All right. The first day on the job, they showed me how to measure an ad, gave me a no-call list. I'm like, what is a no-call list? Well, it's every business you can't go to because it's grandfathered to other salespeople. So I hit the pavement. I was walking the streets, Bedford, Summer Street, the shopping centers. And all I kept hearing was, well, do you mail to 03? Do you mail to North Stamford? No. Well, when you do, come back. Long story short, I went to the publisher. I said, listen, you got to give me 03. We got to mail there or else fire me if it doesn't work. He gave it to me and I started, you know, selling more and more ads because that's what the stores wanted. The paper had no content. I went to the editor. I said, can you send a reporter to the local stores? Can we do a meet the merchant? Can we do a dining around Stamford? No, we have no help. I have no budget for it. Really? So I became her assistant. So in the 1.5 years I worked there, my creative juices flowed. I thought of things I never thought I could do, I was doing. Opened 200 accounts in a 1.5 years. And it was an amazing, amazing experience. Became an ambassador of the Stamford Chamber. And I really felt the pulse of Stamford, but it was time to move on. Went back to my cleaners for a year, then put my resume back online, went to work for Westchester Family Magazine, which was owned by Dominion Enterprises, which started the Weather Channel. Started on a local, regional, ended in a national position. I was there for 7.5 years. Recreated myself again. Did a lot of work with the major Maria Forres Children's Hospital, Stanford Hospital, parenting events, because we were a parenting publication. Then 08 came, the company was up for sale. I wanted to go into digital. And I went to a recruiter. She said, there's a new company starting through AOL called Patch.com. You should go work for them. I'm like, okay. Try to get in touch with them. LinkedIn wasn't really out yet. It was tough. I'm sitting in a restaurant at a bar having a burger. Sure and behold, next to me is somebody who works at Patch, and they're hiring. Sent them my resume, 9 interviews later, got the job at Patch. Crazy ride, got into the digital world, was there for 4 years until it was sold. They sold. It was January, no job. Hearst Media wanted all the Patch people, and Hearst had the products that Patch didn't have. They did web design, they did social media. I said, great, I'll learn the other products which I wanted to learn to begin with. Went to Hearst, got a great training. Unfortunately, everything I was selling, they couldn't deliver. Stayed 6 months and left. Went on my own for a year, and I did consulting. And then put my resume back online, and Clipper Magazine found me. Okay, met with Clipper and went to Clipper. I could do Main Street, and they were owned by Velasquez at the time, which was the largest direct mail house in the country. So we had apps, we had postcards, we had the magazine, back in my territory, grooving it out. I was there 13 months and really building a beautiful publication. Had no desire to leave, but Direct Advantage came knocking at my door. They saw what I was doing in the book. They wanted local content, and they wanted me. And I met with the owner, and I loved his energy. I loved his vision. And he was an entrepreneur, and he was a family-owned business. I was getting tired of the corporate because I'm an entrepreneur, and I like to think out of the box. And I want to go to that owner and say, how can we help this person? So long story short, 4 years, I'm at Direct Advantage this November. I'd like to say all my journey throughout, Casey, just what you're talking about, that reinventing and finding out about things about yourself that you have no clue that you can do until you're there. So my expertise, what I bring to my client from all my years of experience, is really sitting and listening and asking the questions to that roofer, to that bathroom guy, to that restaurant. You want to build your business. Where do you want to take it? Do you have the manpower, if you start marketing and advertising, to provide it? So I really listen, I uncover, and we get results. And my company, I have to say, nobody's doing shared mail the way we are. Vinny Toscano, the owner, has a great vision. We have new products coming out next year. Nobody's doing, we do an inserted postcard for 10 cents. If you did that solo, it'd be 50 or 60 cents. So nobody's doing what we're doing. And I just feel so blessed of the journey and the education I had of life by learning on the job. And that's my story. Okay, I did it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes
yes,
left.
That's great. We have 2 minutes if there's any questions.
I try to, so yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Mindy,
Are there types of businesses?
What industries do you think benefit most from Direct Advantage? Are there ones that their ads tend to pay off even more than others?
Well, since the pandemic, really, I mean, it's been home improvement this whole year. You know, before this, it was Main Street. It was Main Street. It was home improvement. You know, the restaurants, the hair salons, nails. You know, the book was like a shopping mall. You know, where you kept it on your counter for a month, and you could look for the hair, the nails for mom, the preschool where you want to send your kids to nursery school, the bathroom guy, the roofer. And then the pandemic hit, and it's been really home improvement. We're starting to get back a little bit of Main Street now. And of course, so right now I would say anybody who wants to get into the mailbox, you know, you're on the counter or the kitchen or wherever for at least a month till the next publication's out. It's not an envelope. They're taking out what they need and throwing it. So even if they don't need you, they're going through the book, they're seeing you. Top of mind awareness, it is priceless. So it works. I'm not reinventing. I've been involved, I've been in digital, and I'll take print any day, selling it all day long. I love it. And my clients get results. And the biggest compliment to me is, Mindy, my phone is ringing. You know, I've gotten more business than I can handle. And the renewals, 99% of my clients renew, and that says it all.
I have a question. What is the best referral for you, and what is a bad referral for you?
There are no bad referrals ever, because you know, best referral is anybody looking that wants more business. I mean, it's that simple, you know, because you're with the consumer, you're in the mailbox. So whether they need a lawyer or they need somebody for their financial, or they just moved to town, with everybody moving in now and needing all these services, they're new to the community. It's everybody. So hope that answers.
All right.
Bad referral is somebody who doesn't want to grow their business.
Right. Or doesn't have any money. All right. So if you have not done a one-on-one with Mindy, please set up a one-on-one. You're going to learn a ton about her business, more so that even she had time to talk about now. So please do that.